The fact left everyone intrigued. Janja likes to go out, travel, show off, spend what's his, never what's hers, especially since she doesn't have a salary, right? Lula says he's humble, earns a little over 40,000 rays, has deductions and all, so it goes down to 30. And he flaunts a millionaire's lifestyle, even though he's never worked or started anything in his life. But then he went to India, and after that he's going to Korea. Janja didn't even get off the plane. Lula arrived in India, and she was already on her way to South Korea. And then we were intrigued, but Janja, she usually does that, but I went to dig deeper. There are two explanations here that I'm going to show you. Ignacio had to meet with Macron. I wonder if the atmosphere is good. And then, South Korea is one of the biggest beauty centers in the world, okay? I'm going to show you this whole story here. Look, they're way too predictable, but hit the like button and leave your comment. It's really important. Your thumbs up helps with engagement here on the platform. I want to leave a message here for you. For those of you who need to lose some inches, lose a little weight, guys, we have the right way. With this little product here, I managed to lose 20 kilos in just under 2 months. Here are the results. Look at these images. I always show this. This was just a few months ago, not even a year ago. Sometimes what we need is a little push, just like I did. I work out every day and I still wasn't able to lose weight. Why? Sometimes that anxiety, that urge to keep eating junk all the time, and so on. Slim Fervor helps you control that anxiety by reducing your appetite a bit. And it's totally natural. Those things like Monjar and such that people use. And it's causing a lot of harm. It's not that I don't want to talk about it. Just Google it. It's causing a lot of harm to many people. This here is natural. It's totally natural. It's a powder that you put in water, mix it in all, and drink it. It reduces your appetite and you end up losing inches. That's how I managed it. It was a very successful result. I wasn't able to lose weight. For me, it was easy many years ago, but once you get past 40, it really gets hard, really hard, and it helped me a lot. That's what I like to mention in all the videos here, because I know it's a problem for a lot of people. It's hard to lose weight on your own. It's tough. You have to make a plan too, and you need a lot of willpower. I always say this here. This alone doesn't solve it. It doesn't depend on this. It depends on us. If I can do it, I'm 46 years old. Why can't you do it too? Slim Fervor is a great product for anyone looking to lose weight. The link is below. Look at why Janja didn't stay with Lula in India and went straight to Korea. Let's bring in Igor Gadelha, right? She decided not to accompany her husband. She stayed on the plane, he got off, she stayed on the plane. Right after that, our plane, which we pay for, left for South Korea. Guys, it's a totally different layover, You're in India, here you have to go up into South Korea. It's an exorbitant expense just to be able to take the lady there. So we were intrigued, I said. Wow, with our money, this party and all, right? The couple arrived in India and all. However, Janja went on with the team separately. She has that whole bunch of cronies who go along with her, right? On another plane from the factory, she was born in South Korea. Janja, according to aides, chose to go straight to Seoul before Ignacio to attend meetings with the South Korean First Lady. India doesn't have a First Lady at the moment. That's just their excuse. Lula has engagements in Nova Adelia until Saturday, and then, on Sunday, the Workers' Party member will leave for South Korea, where he will make a state visit. Look, folks, it's endless. Today is Thursday, right? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday without Lula, and then news comes and goes. Lula was supposed to have a meeting with Macron, a bilateral meeting with Macron. And we know that Janja is very close friends with Macron, and a lot of buzz in recent years has been about Janja's friendship. Macron, right? Those images there, for Ignacio might be normal, but for us they're not, right? It's just them and all that. The French greetings are warmer, right? I always say that traditionally grandma was French, from Marcelo, but my grandma wasn't like that. not at all. She was extremely conservative. That Macron guy, he's someone who's worth nothing. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva is going to meet with the French leader Emmanuel Macron today. The request for a meeting was made by Macron, who is interested in discussing matters with Inácio. The meeting is on Lula's schedule. The usual practice of the presidency is not to confirm meetings scheduled to take place on the sidelines of multilateral events. This is because they may be subject to unforeseen delays and could change the schedule. Lula and Macron have an excellent relationship. The meeting is expected to cover a wide range of topics. But I don't know, you know? Macron requested this meeting, and then Janja won't even stay in India. Could it be that Lula shouldn't be in touch? Lula bothered by all the attention it gets when they meet? We saw Macron and Janja here in Rio de Janeiro. It was in Rio de Janeiro that he gave that medal to Janja. Those looks, so people can't say we're lying. Today, it's very easy for us to see things. Just type here, Macron and Janja, medals, and we find everything. So, there was that moment, right? Very different. Look at that. It's just things here. Look, that's all there was. That's what they say, right?
This coming to Paris, it was...
That event, it was that time when Lula was in Japan, right? Then, Janja went alone to France because Macron demanded, and this is a fact, he demanded that she go alone because she was going to take part in environmental meetings and so on. Look, there was that moment in France right next to his wife. Look here, Macron, with his hand on Janja's back and all that friendship, right? Nowadays, everything is very modern, right? Very modern. Everything is very modern, right? Lula giving a medal to Macron, Macron to Janja. They're very good friends, right? Look at that. Look there. All of that, right? Lula here watching, he didn't look very happy, did he? He pretended to be a modern man, and Lula has never been modern at all, so that's what happened, right? Do you think Lula is watching that meeting? There was even a wink from Janja, right? She did that to Macron and all. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. They're very modern, aren't they? They really are modern, aren't they? That's a lot of modernity, isn't it? That's when the protocol was broken here in Brazil, right? While Lula was greeting the heads of state at an event, he was just going wild there with our money. Janja left the door where she was to hug Macron, breaking the protocol.
Open Janja, open Janja, open Janja, open.
Open, give kisses and hugs. Here's the thing. Macron gets why Lula won't be at the Olympics and says Janja will be welcomed. Maybe that's all there is to it. Lula might get jealous because he's older than Janja. He's not as good looking, and we know that very well, right? He's a scaly one. Scaly, right? He got a little jealous. But there's also another explanation that people are talking about on the internet, right? People are posting about it. Look at this news here from Igor Gadero. Why didn't Janja stay with Lula in India? People are saying, look, Macron asks Lula for a meeting while it's supposed to happen in India. So, did they let her know ahead of time or not, right, guys? Commenting on another comment here. South Korea, particularly Seoul, is widely recognized as the world capital of plastic surgery, standing out for its specialization in facial procedures. Another comment. South Korea is very advanced when it comes to aesthetics and female beauty, but I don't know if it works miracles. And that's really a fact here. I actually looked it up, you know? Because, of course, they're spending our money, so we have the right to know every little detail. It's our cash. The fact-checking agency can say anything about anyone. It's a fact. South Korea, a world pioneer in dermatology and skincare, South Korea has solidified its position as a global leader in dermatology. Due to its intense internal focus on innovation, education, and advanced technology, the integration of dermatological treatments with Korean skincare culture has created a dynamic market. You know, with the dramas and all, we see this a lot. My wife really likes dramas, you know, those kinds, and I'll be honest with you, okay. Dramas have much less malice. There aren't any of those explicit scenes. That doesn't exist. There are fights and such, according to Korean culture, right? But things like what we have on Brazilian television, those indecencies we see on Globo, those lost soap operas, you don't have that. You don't. So many times it's a great show to watch. You're with your family, there's romance, there's that innocent thing. I think it's really cool. Okay? And Georgia is there. What's it like to do 15 beauty treatments in just 3 days? Check it out today, Friday and Saturday. What it's like to do 15 beauty treatments in 3 days in Korea. Do you think Janja is getting beauty treatments there? I don't know, but we kind of suspect it, because she loves to spend other people's money, right? It's no secret that it has become the world capital of beauty in recent years, known for its focus on skincare and makeup, in addition to its famous plastic surgery clinics. But non-invasive or minimally invasive procedures have also become a popular way to achieve a naturally flawless look. Are these the treatments they do in Korea? Don't be swayed just by low prices. Do your research. Seriously, a lot of it, honestly, from Janja. We expect everything, absolutely everything, because Janja loves to spend other people's money. Pavinato made a little song here, and I couldn't help myself. I had to show it to you guys. I cracked up. Pavinato, well, I'm not going to show it here. I forgot.
Do you think these people realize that? Do you think Luis Ignacio realized that this brunette he slept with spends money and does silly things so uninhibitedly? She curses like a woman of the night. The Portuguese language is her punishment. If she says faraona, she'll say umbigo, and she'll say umbigo, and people will think it's cool. Any criticism, it's grammatical racism, disgust from the national elite, and anyone who says she's dumb will face legal action. That's why I asked, did Luis Ignacio notice?
Pavinato cracked a lot of jokes, and I burst out laughing. He has those witty remarks, right? It's surprising, fantastic. Could it have been a chronocosmetic surgery here? I'll let you think. Imagine what Janja might have gone ahead to do in South Korea. Could it be that Ignacio is a little scared of, I don't know, right? He's jealous, right? Very jealous. Honestly, I wouldn't like my little girl. You know, all these images and stuff, but they're modern, right? As for modernity, it ends up affecting especially public people like them, right? It makes people suspicious. I want to know your opinion. Leave it here in the comments, smash the like button, and come join our family by subscribing to the channel.